I know I'm going to vote. I know you're going to vote. It's getting the other people off their asses to vote. That's the thing. And there were a lot of people that sat on the sidelines in 2024. A lot of people. It's getting them to vote. Like, we're going to motivate each other to vote. It's getting those people to vote. If you can get into a registration program, if you can get in front of people requesting them to vote, just starting that process. We've got primaries coming up, and timelines are here, right? Like, we're getting there. We got to get people registered to vote. I know the Democrats just launched a big effort to do so, but you and I, we have to be a part of that process and giving people an opportunity to vote and do that, because there's a hell of a lot of people who are pissed right now, and a hell of a lot of people who are pissed who didn't vote, and we have to make it super simple for them to do that. It's not being worried about ICE. It's not being worried about the military stopping us from voting. That's bullshit, and it's a fear tactic. Bannon wants you to think that so that you don't go. Wants other people to think that so that they don't go. That's bullshit. It's getting people registered to vote. It's the logistical process, the administrative process to do that. And so if you can get into any kind of system or any kind of organization that helps people register to vote, please do so. Please, so we canvass the country and get folks who sat on the sidelines to get in and raise their voice. Because shit's never going to change unless we raise our voice, right? And it has to be overpowering. It has to be overpowering. And I know some people say, well, it's rigged anyways, and they're never going to let us vote, and I think if that was the case, they would never have stopped doing what they're doing with ICE. They would never have stopped trying to put the National Guard into cities, right? They stopped that because of pressure and because there's a shit ton of Republicans who are worried about being voted back in, and the House becoming, a blue tsunami. And they wouldn't, if they had it rigged and they had the system rigged, they wouldn't care. They just wouldn't care. They would do it. Things would be a hell of a lot worse than they are right now, and they're shitty. So get people to vote. Help register people to vote. That should be the push. I know you're going to vote, and I know I'm going to vote. And we can motivate each other, but we only get one vote. The force multiplier, to use a military term, is to become conduits for other people, to help them to vote, to give them the opportunity to vote, to let them know deadlines for primaries, right? Getting in good candidates, not establishment Democrats unless we have to. Giving them the chance to ensure that they have the right to vote and that they have done so. And even you and I, knowing that we're going to vote, check your shit. Make sure you're still registered, because they will remove you from voting rolls. I did a post about this a while back. I'm going to keep doing them. They're going to remove you from voting rolls if they can. So check and make sure you're registered, and then get other people registered to vote. Go stand out, with a clipboard. Go door to door. Do whatever you can to support those people who are doing that. So instead of just being one vote, you can be responsible for a bunch of votes, and allowing people that chance to vote and change the course of this country in an overwhelming fashion, not just for 2026, but for decades, because that's where we've got to go. So yeah, do whatever you can to get people registered to vote. Go be a poll worker. If you're worried about the outcome of the election and worried about hinky stuff, go be a poll worker. Be eyes on, and make sure that shit doesn't happen. Be a part of that system. Okay? Help people register to vote. That's the key. It's not just us. It's getting them off the sidelines and allowing them the opportunity to do that. Okay, cool, thanks.